If your house goes on fire, most people would run. If a child wakes up in the middle of the night crying, most parents would drag their feet. If you have a test coming up for an exam at school, most people dread it. How about if you actually get excited about all of those opportunities that are coming up? Today, we're going to be talking about the virtue of fortitude or courage. Hi there, my name is Sid. I'm a father of four. I'm an owner of a small little business. I'd like to share with you some of the things that I've learned in my experiences to try to help you not to go through the same mistakes that I had to go through. So today we're talking about courage. Now, when you hear the word courage or fortitude as the official word, you might think of a fireman running into a burning building trying to save people from there, or a policeman driving towards an accident. These are true forms of courage or fortitude. But courage can also be experienced in the small little things in life. If we are walking on the street and there's an old lady crossing the road, do we have the courage to go and help her cross the road? If your child wakes up in the middle of the night crying, screaming your name, now do you get up with a joy on your face to go and assist your child? Now, I know I'm a father of four, as I mentioned before, and that's one that I do struggle with. It's very hard for me to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning after long days of work to go and assist this child. But you would do it anyway, don't we? Just like the fireman. I'm sure the fireman does not like to go into burning buildings to save people that he doesn't even know. But he does it anyway. I'm sure a policeman does not want to rush into traffic, get stuck in all the traffic to get to an accident that he's probably not going to like the sight of what's happening there. But he does it anyway. And the kid that does not like to go to school and do an exam, that's going to be probably a really hard exam. But he will study for it and he will go to the school and he will do the exam anyway. So all of these people have shown the virtue of courage. And courage means when our bodies want to run away from something, but prudence and justice, the two previous videos, tell us that we must go in and do something. So the fireman will have the prudence to go into a burning building only after inspection, only wearing the proper gear. A parent will have the prudence, I pray, that to get up and go to the child who wakes up early in the morning. Because justice demands that the fireman saves people and that the parent goes in there and checks on the child. That's their responsibility. That's what they do. Prudence and justice, they guide us on when and where and to whom we should go in and save and help. But we do need that virtue of courage to go and do those things. And the amazing thing about courage is the only time we can practice it is when we are scared. And if we're not scared, we will never practice it. So when we find ourselves scared and want to run away, do the opposite. Push through and keep pushing through until you cross it, until you finish it, until you get that thing done, whatever is supposed to be getting done. Don't give up. Giving up is a form of being a coward. Now there's prudence to be involved here. Sometimes it is more prudent and just to walk away from something. But sometimes we walk away too early. We walk away when we're supposed to be walking in, when we're supposed to be addressing the issue and trying to resolve it, trying to have these tough conversations with our loved ones, for example. Instead of running away from it, get in the car and go for a drive to cool down, Why don't we ask the person there and then, have a chat about it? But of course, you first must build a relationship with that person so that you can communicate with them and not run away every time. The best way to practice courage is when we are scared, because the only way you can practice courage is when you are scared. So when you find yourself scared next time, flip it around and think to yourself, is this actually dangerous for me? Or am I thinking that it's dangerous for me? Because our perception in our mind tricks us at times. And it makes us think something's going to hurt us or something's going to kill us. But most of the time, we are scared of the things in the future that have not happened yet. Or we are scared of things of the past that have already passed and have already happened. And most of the things we think of that are scary, they are not actually scary. They're not actually going to hurt us. But we perceive it in our minds that it's going to hurt us, so our bodies will react as if we are going to be hurt or even die at times. So when we're having these anxieties, when we're having these feelings of uncertainty and scaredness and fear, that's a sign that you are seeing this the situation right now as a situation of death, not a situation of opportunity. Try to change your mind about it. When you're scared, flip it. How can I be courageous? Now, it doesn't mean that if you see a tiger, you go and give him a hug. No, that is true danger. And true dangerous things we should run away from. That's why we have that in our system. That's why we have adrenaline. That's why we have anxiety. This is why we have those feelings that we get to run away, because they are necessary and it saves our lives. But there are sometimes we run away from things where we should be going and hitting them head on and resolving the issues there and then. And like every virtue, courage becomes who we are. We just do it without thinking, without trying, without hesitation. We just do it automatically. It just comes out of us. When we need to be courageous, we just are courageous. And that's when you know you have the virtue. And the way we build virtue is through practice. So we first need to know what we are practicing, and then we put in the repetitions. And the beautiful thing about life is it provides us with many opportunities to practice. But it takes a special kind of mindset to reframe what we are experiencing as an opportunity to practice these virtues. And even the reframe itself takes courage, because our brain doesn't want to work. Our brain doesn't want to think and try to figure out how we can change these different little things and mundane things about life and turn them into lessons and opportunities. But then again, the more we do that, the more you put the repetitions in learning how to reframe these beautiful opportunities of life, it will become habitual or automatic. The opposite of being courageous is being a coward. And most of us don't want to be cowards. I know I don't want to be a coward, and I'm sure you don't want to be a coward. So for us to practice this virtue of courage, we got to practice it in every little thing that we do in life. And in those little things, going to the gym, going to work, picking up the rubbish off the floor, changing the baby's nappy, all of those opportunities are opportunities for us to be courageous and to practice and practice and practice being more and more courageous. Because life will throw at us some big moments that where we need a lot of courage to go out of our way, and we need to apply it there and then. And for us to be ready for those moments, we need to practice it with the little moments. You might hear this analogy all the time about the muscle. The more you work it, the bigger it gets. And the more you hurt it, the bigger it gets and the stronger it gets. Same thing with our virtues. We need to practice them. You first start with small things. And then slowly, you will grow that muscle. You will grow that virtue. So then it will be easier to go through and do the bigger things. And the small things will be nothing anymore. The small things you used to dread doing, like going to work, or going to the gym, or picking up rubbish off the floor. Those little things, they become so second nature that you won't even feel them. You won't even think about them. Just like a bodybuilder picking up 5 kilo weight off the floor, they won't even think about it. It's so easy for them. But even for a bodybuilder, sometimes you have to lift a heavy weight every now and again to even get bigger in muscle or bigger in strength. And I'm going to share with you a little bit of myself. I used to struggle a lot with anxiety and anxiety attacks. I used to get hospitalized often thinking I'm having a heart attack. One day I was in hospital, lying down on my hospital bed, and I was thinking to myself, I always hear about virtues, but I have no idea what they are. I had my phone with me, so I did a quick search, and then they gave me 7 virtues, the 4 cardinal and the 3 theological virtues. So I read the cardinal virtues, and then I said to myself, which one of these 4 virtues that do you think you struggle with, Sid? And I realized it was the virtue of courage. I could not think of one moment in my life where I was courageous. Now, I'm not saying I was never courageous. It's just that whole concept of courage, I couldn't comprehend it. But then I promised myself from then on that every day I will tell myself 5 courageous things that I've done in that day. And I realized my anxiety was all about being a coward. All I wanted to do is run away from any hardships that come up. If work is getting a bit tough, I want to run away. If the kids are getting a bit noisy, I want to hide. If someone is getting angry, I just want to run away from that. I did not want to address or be in front of anything that was relatively scary, even the smallest amount of scare. Anything would trigger me. And I realized I've had many panic attacks in my life without me even knowing about it. I had a really good doctor, and he told me you should go work on yourself, and if you can't fix yourself, come to me and I'll get you a good psychologist. I'm very thankful to him because that gave me the opportunity to go and do my own research and figure out, is there something that I can do to help myself? And definitely naming the 5 courageous things at the end of every day helped me tremendously. And then I learned that to get over anxiety in general, I'm being very general here, and this is what helped me. So if you do have anxiety, you can try what I'm saying. If it doesn't work, do see a psychologist. It is very important to get the professional help that you need if that is something that you struggle with. So I realized I need to put myself in difficult situations so that I could practice being courageous. Rather than letting life being hard, I have to put myself in difficult situations. So when life throws at me a hard thing, I've been practicing that virtue. So it's not as difficult for me to get through it. And what happened was, in my life anyway, Because I was practicing being a coward over and over and over, when things get tough, that was my automatic. That was my go to. I will always go back into being a coward and wanting to run away. Then, when I find myself in a situation where I could not run away, I'll have anxiety. And sometimes and often it could turn into a panic attack. And for people who have not experienced a panic attack, it is not fun. You feel like your heart is going to come out of your chest. Everything's pulsating. Your lips go numb, your fingers go numb, and you're hyperventilating, trying to catch a breath because you feel like you can't breathe. You think you're having a heart attack. And sometimes you get dizzy, you get lightheaded. But the good thing about having anxiety is that it can be resolved in most circumstances. Again, if you have struggles with it, please see a psychologist or therapist that works for you. So this is how I got over my anxieties. Now, does anxiety sneak its head up at times? Of course it does. And I constantly have to practice being courageous and to try to fight as best that I could. Sometimes I fail. But I do know, even though I'm failing, I will push through it anyway. Because I do know that anxiety goes through a cycle. I will get anxious and then it will go down and go away all on its own with time. But I must allow it time. So that's my little experience of being a coward and how I could change myself from a coward into more of a courageous person. Now, I'm by no means this perfect, courageous person. A lot of things still scare me, and I still tend to go back to my default, which is run away from things. But God willing, with experience and with more practice, I'll be more courageous. And I would like you to be more courageous. Because many people are sitting down doing nothing all day. And all they do is complain and whinge about everything that's going around in their life. People complain about their kids, complain about their wives, complain about their husbands, complain about work, complain about the traffic, complain about the walk, complain about... If you stop complaining and just do the things that you're supposed to be doing and do them with a mindset of, this is an opportunity for me to grow, this is an opportunity for me to become better than what I was before, I can almost guarantee you, you know what, I guarantee you it will change your life. But you must come at it with a mindset that this opportunity will make me better. So I hope that helps you. So, something for you to do. Have the courage, press the like button, subscribe, and every night I want you to tell yourself 5 things that you were courageous with today. And every day. For as long as you could do it. It changed my life. It just might change yours. Give it a shot. Let me know in the comments below how it all goes. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.